And also, I should say, I don't know why I'm yawning. Why am I yawning? It's the middle of the afternoon. Low. Whatever happened to Flo Rida? Every day there are a series of thoughts that run across my mind. This usually happens right before I go to sleep, definitely when I wake up in the morning, but they usually surround these three things. 1, I need to wake up and have some semblance of a morning and grooming routine before my kids wake up. The second kind of revolves around my creative itch. What do I want to do today that I feel will progress me in my creativity? And how can I work that around my mom duties and family time? I find mom guilt very crippling. I feel bad for not being 100% attentive and in the moment with my kids and my family 24/7. At the same time, sometimes I feel really bad because I haven't crossed off certain goals that I thought I would have achieved by now. And all of that all mixed together is just stressful. I've gotten better over the years, and from what I've read and what I've watched and learned, they say that the better your balance, the less mom guilt you have. And I have experienced some of that. I just think the balance is very delicate. Like, it can go left like quick. So I've learned that in general, not even in being a mother, but being a friend, a sister, a daughter, a cousin, an auntie, whoever, it is very important to be present in the moment in whatever you're doing. And I struggle with that. I struggle with that a lot. And that time has got to be unadulterated, pure, unsullied, uninterrupted, all of the synonyms, or else you're kind of just like killing the vibe for everyone involved. That is a loud bird. During COVID, it was a lot easier to do things together because we were all already present. Post-COVID, I've tried to take like pressure off of myself to get that balance like absolutely perfect because we're still acquiescing to being out. It's just a lot going on, so I've tried to take the pressure off. Part of taking that pressure off has been practicing these 3 small things that I do, like habit changes that have helped me lower the mom guilt and increase my awareness and like presence in the moment, if you will. The first thing I've started doing is leaving my phone in another room. I'm pretty sure you've heard that before. I have heard it before. I never did it before now. And I do it, 1, because my phone's always dying. 2, it really does help me focus on what my kids are doing or whatever the activity is, eating popcorn, trying out grapes for the first time, watching Zombies 3 for the 14th time. Whatever it is, leaving my phone in the other room has really helped me notice how much I was not paying attention in the first place. The second thing I do, I would say, is kind of like time blocking, if you will. I don't know why I keep going up and up and up. Well, that was actually the same note. It doesn't matter. We're gonna move forward. I will let my kids know, mainly my oldest, because she can tell time. Mom's gonna be doing something from this time to this time. And after that time, we will have an opportunity to play or watch a movie or just chill. She's been wanting me to do TikTok dances lately, and I'm like, look, the way that my pregnancy is set up, I found that this is really helpful. 1, because it like quells the questions of what are we doing? Can we do something? Why are you doing this? How are you doing this? Like, it really just tapers off the questioning and the curiosities, and it makes me feel less guilty because I'm letting my family know, my kids know, hey, I'm gonna be doing this from this time to this time. It would be great to be uninterrupted or as little interruptions as possible because you're gonna get 100% of my time after this time block. I'm gesturing a lot. The last thing I do is seemingly unrelated, but it still is related. I journal a lot. And back in the day, I used to think that I had to journal like Kimberly Elise in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, but that is not true. Also, I find that type of journaling very overwhelming because I felt like I had to tell my journal a story, which is so silly and so crazy because it's just me. The type of journaling that I prefer, and I don't even know if this is like an official thing, but it's just what I prefer. I like to just write down a list of my foremost thoughts, like the things that are just like right here. Maybe because I'm trying to remember them, or maybe it's still like fresh on my mind. I find that writing it down in a list really helps to just relieve me. It takes that pressure off my shoulders to remember. It takes a load off my mind. And I know that I have it somewhere where I can reference back to it and know that, okay, I won't forget it because I've written it down. I don't necessarily have a specific journal for those lists. Sometimes I write it down in my planner, or I use a sticky note inside my planner. Sometimes I write it down digitally on my iPad. Whatever it is, I write it down, and it really, really helps lower my mom guilt. I don't know why, and maybe that's something to unpack, but it just helps. Summer break is done. It's dead, and now we're back into the school grind routine. So we're figuring out that groove and anticipating the new baby and trying to still be on track with all the goals. I'm dealing with all the hormones and the heat and the cravings and the weight gain. Girl, the weight gain this pregnancy? Whew. Let me tell you, I feel like a puffy marshmallow. Just keep expanding. I can't sit for too long, which is why I hope my husband is on the way home so he can help me up from here, because my hips always feel like, oof. But I don't want to lay down because then I'll fall asleep. And if I fall asleep, I'll be asleep for 2 hours. And I just don't feel productive when that happens. You know what I mean? Pregnancy or not, I don't like that. Now, don't get me wrong. This is totally the easiest pregnancy that I have experienced thus far. I just think I cannot escape the 3rd trimester pains, woes, struggles, challenges, all the synonyms. But that's all the whining that I'm gonna do, so let's just proceed, shall we? Also, more on journaling, and I'm gonna say this part as a disclaimer. I have a therapist who I also unload all of my thoughts onto, as well as journaling my lists. So take that as a package, if you will. I'm not saying that you should have a therapist and that this is how it should go. I'm just saying this is what works for me and helps me keep my mom guilt low. Whatever happened to Flo Rida? I rarely do an in-depth journaling session like that, to be honest. I have a lot of activities, as you can imagine, as an adult and then as a mother and as a wife and just an all-around family person. There's a lot going on a lot of the time, lots of people's schedules to keep up with. So I don't necessarily have time to be like, let me journal for an hour. I find 5-minute journaling very helpful. Now, if you've never heard of 5-minute journaling, I didn't either. Don't worry, it's only been like 6 months since I've been doing this. My sister put me on. She found like this random TikTok and was like, oh my God, 5-minute journal, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, basically they run you through a couple of questions like, what are you thinking right now? How are you feeling? What would you like to do or be today? And you kind of just like write it down in list style sometimes, which I, again, favor. I find it very helpful because it's like, hey, let me hold your hand while you journal. And I find that very supportive. If you are interested in a 5-minute journal, I made my own. I'm currently selling them on Etsy, but for you, since you've made it through this whole video, I have a link below for a free version. If you are interested, just clickety-click that thing down there and it's all yours. No strings attached, except for your email address, but that's just standard. And also, this isn't just for moms with mom guilt. It's literally for anyone who might be overwhelmed with their daily responsibilities or daily tasks or whatever. It's just helpful to take what's spinning in your head and throwing it on paper. That's our time together, friends. I don't have much else to say, so I'm just gonna end the video right here and hope my husband comes through the door soon so he can help me off the floor because my hips hurt because I'm in that 3rd trimester. I gotta work on rhyming better. Hey babe, can you help me off the floor? Okay.